What's up everyone, Eric Rossi, the guy with the eye here with the official announcement and the preview of the Canon EOS M6. It came out, it's official. Is this a replacement for the M5? Is it completely different? Does it do anything else, or is it still a joke? Well, if you looked at my video the other day, there were a couple people that said I was pissing them off because I was saying the M6 is coming out. They just bought the M5 and they just got a little pissy for no reason. The M6 obviously is now fully official, and there was a lot of questions about it and a lot of things going in, but everything is now fully answered, and it's still going to be a little bit of a letdown, but the biggest question is going to be, do you buy the EOS M6 or the M5? And essentially they are the exact same camera, but I noticed the difference. I believe that's going to really separate them in the most regards. There's two big differences that I'll cover, but essentially they are the exact same camera. And I don't know. You make the justification for yourself, and we'll talk about that in a second. But the M6 is pretty much exactly like the M5, 24.2 megapixels. A lot of the same details you've heard from the T7i that just came out, the 800D, and also the 77D. 1080p, 60 frames per second, so absolutely no 4K, which I wasn't expecting for something like this at all. It's going to have the new Digic 7 processor, so you're going to get the same ISO. I think base 100 to 200, all the way up to 25,600. 3-inch touchscreen that's also flips up. And why it's doing that is because it doesn't have that EVF. So it's going to be right here. It's going to flip up, as the M5 would only stupidly flip downward because it has the electronic viewfinder. But you'll notice the big difference right here is the price. It's because the M5 has the viewfinder, the viewfinder right here, and the M6 will not. That will be an optional piece. It's probably going to cost about $250. I think it's called like the V2 or whatever the heck it's called, some DVC V2 or something. And that's the biggest difference right there. If you need a viewfinder, that's going to be the thing there. If you don't, it's essentially going to be the exact same price. So do I say it's going to be a replacement for something like that? It pretty much is the exact same camera. So in a way, it kind of is. It's just if you don't want the viewfinder, it doesn't matter. Like myself, for the most part, for what I would use this for vlogging, portability, and everything like that, I've got the Ricoh GR2. Doesn't have one. I don't need it in something like this. But keep going. Dual pixel AF, same thing like the 5. 9 frames per second, 5-axis in-body stabilization. That is a combo, which is a difference that it's using right here. This is just digital IS in the M5, so I'm not sure if that's verbiage in any sort, but essentially this is built into the EOS M6, and it works in combination with the lenses, the mirrorless lenses as well. So this isn't full frame. This is still their crop CMOS style, which you still need to use their mirrorless lineup. You still have to adapt, so they still didn't bring in the mount, which they should have for something like this, but it was an easy thing to release because it was the exact same thing. 49 autofocusing points, but like I said, $799 with this, but with the 15 to 45 kit lens that's already out there, $900. Same thing March and April like the others they just released. But do you think it's enough justification to upgrade from the M5 to the M6? Absolutely not. They're the exact same camera for the most part. For me, if I was going to go for something like this, I like more of the flip-up screen. I have really changed my view over the past 2 years, especially with vlogging. So I would go for something like this for around $780 compared to a little bit more money for having EVF in the M5. Nothing too significant right here. You're not getting something, different. But the thing is, saying that the M6 is an entirely different camera is kind of a farce. It's the same thing, just without the EVF and maybe a little bit better image stabilization when you're using video. But are you disappointed? What do you think about this? Is the M6 interesting? Is it lame? Is the M5 interesting? Is it lame? Let me know down in the comments below. If anything, I'm really going to get my hands on this because the M5 really kind of is just, I don't really know if there's a point to getting hands on with that anymore since the M6 is now newer, because I even believe it uses the same processor, Digic 7, as well. Same thing, no 4K, 1080p, 60 frames per second. Would have been cool to see this have 120 frames per second if you really like to see this crank up. But that's it right there. That's the EOS M6. This is the promo video that they had out. That's for the selfies and everything. You're seeing it in action, 1080p video. It's just light. It's something simple. Once again, they're showing the adapter right here coming out, but that's it right here, the M6. I'm going to wrap up this video. If you haven't seen the announcement with the Rebel T7i, the 800D overseas, or the 77D, check out the video down in the description, and I'll probably have a link to it as well. Are you excited or are you not? Let me know down below.